rise for the playing of the national anthem and remain standing for the invocation by Chaplain Phillips. Ladies and gentlemen, Chaplain Phillips.
Well, good afternoon. Please join me for the invocation. Lord, as we gather today, we recognize that we are living in a unique, uncertain, and volatile time. As our nation seeks answers and searches for hope and looks to the future, we hear a constant and unceasing cry for trustworthy leaders. Lord, we need men and women of character and integrity to step up and to selflessly assume the mantle of courageous leadership. Today, my heart is filled with hope and with joy because I believe that some of those leaders are standing with us here today. I give you thanks for these 24 young men and women who have finished their academic coursework and their military training requirements amidst these tenuous and confusing days. And as they take their oath as naval officers, I pray for your blessings upon them. Raise them up, equip them to be leaders of consequence and visionaries who influence people, organizations, and our nation. May they always demonstrate an unwavering devotion to duty. May they be servant leaders who place the needs of their subordinates above their own. May they be the first to volunteer for the tough, dirty, and unceremonious jobs. When they face uncertainty, fear, and adversity, may they do so with confidence, tenacity, grit, and a steadfast faith in you. Lord, I thank you for each of these men and women, and I thank you for the good that you will bring about through them. And I pray this all in your holy name. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Phillips. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce Colonel Craig Streeter, the commanding officer for VMI's NROTC unit.
Thank you, Command Senior Chief Foote. Thank you also to Chaplain Phillips for your prayer over these proceedings and over everyone who's with us online. I'd like to begin today's ceremony by recognizing our commissioning flag officer, Rear Admiral William Galinas. Sir, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be our guest of honor and to be our keynote speaker. I'd also like to recognize the following online participants: General P, distinguished guests, our many off-site commissioning officers located all around the United States. Thank you for being such an important part of today's ceremony. To the veterans, no matter the branch, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, thank you for your service to our great nation. To the active duty military and civilian members of the VMI NROTC unit, members of the VMI faculty and staff, alumni, members of the Virginia Women's Institute for Leadership faculty, family and friends of these commissionees, and the men and women of the VMI NROTC Navy Option Class of 2020. Welcome each and every one of you to this historic, unusual, but historic online Navy commissioning ceremony. This is a great day, a day when we can set aside for a moment all concerns related to the ongoing pandemic and celebrate the accomplishment of these amazing young leaders. Attention all future Navy officers. This is May 15th, 2020. The day you've all been waiting for. the day that you achieved the goal that you set for yourselves so many years ago. This is the day when all of your hard work, the blood and the sweat and the tears finally paid off. Today marks the culmination of your NROTC training and education and 4 long years of life at the Institute, made up of incidents, events, and experiences that shaped your lives, bound you to your brother rats or sister nulls, and made you the person you are today. Of course, I'm talking about things like the rat line and breakout and ring figure and McAdoo's. So today marks the end of your VMI and VWIL journey at the beginning of your military service to our nation as Navy officers. From this moment on, you are no longer a helpful and pleasant abode of a crowd of honorable youths. In the next few moments, you will forever shed cadet gray or green for khakis and shed your title of NROTC midshipman forever. Again, this is a great day. The day when you become an officer in the United States Navy, the greatest and most powerful Navy that the world has ever known. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for these great young American warriors. This is also a great day for your families and loved ones. So to all the moms and dads, aunts, uncles, grandparents, family members, and friends of these outstanding young men and women, I want to be the first to say thank you. You made this day possible through your love and your support, your encouragement, your patience, your prayers, and your checkbook. Just want to make sure you're paying attention. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the families and loved ones. Before I go any further, I want to recognize a few Navy members of my NROTC staff and offer a word of thanks to Lieutenants Kellner and Fontana, Becker, Schrum, Ewan, Ziobro, and Command Senior Chief Foote, my VMI Navy instructors, for the work that they have done. They have instructed you, mentored you, served you, and at times motivated you when you needed a firm but fair kick in the butt. I'd also like to thank Major Easterling, United States Marine Corps, for the outstanding work that you've done at VWIL this past year and for the support that you and Brigadier General Jurek have provided to our unit. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for these outstanding service members. I would like to take this opportunity to recognize a few outstanding midshipmen while they're still midshipmen and present them with the following awards. First, the Chief of Naval Operations Distinguished Midshipman Graduate Award is presented each year to one graduating first-class midshipman at each NROTC unit who demonstrates the highest standards of leadership, academic, and military performance. It is with great pleasure that I announce the 2020 winner of the CNO Distinguished Midshipman Graduate Award to Midshipman First Class McGregor Baxter. Congratulations. Next, the Naval Submarine League Outstanding Achievement Award, also known as the Rear Admiral Frederick B. Warder Outstanding Achievement Award, is presented to recognize the superior professional and academic performance by a graduating NROTC student approved for entry into the Navy's nuclear propulsion program and training in submarines. It recognizes midshipmen with proven leadership skills and is named in honor of Rear Admiral Frederick B. Warder, a standout among World War II submarine heroes for his courage, aggressiveness, and innovation in submarine tactics. It is with great pleasure that I announce that the 2020 winner of the Naval Submarine League Outstanding Achievement Award is Midshipman First Class Aaron Barraclaw. Congratulations. Finally, the Lieutenant Mark R. Wilson Sr. Midshipman Award was created in honor of Lieutenant Mark R. Wilson Sr. VMI Class of 1988, who perished tragically during a live fire training exercise in 1995. It is presented on an annual basis to the top Navy graduate demonstrating excellence in leadership and academics. On behalf of Mr. Glenn Wilson and members of Lieutenant Wilson's family, it is with great pleasure that I announce that the 2020 winner of the Lieutenant Mark R. Wilson Senior Midshipman Award is Midshipman First Class Cade Kiley. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for all of these award winners. We live in interesting times, we live in uncertain times, and the world is definitely a dangerous place. Today, the American people face threats that are constantly evolving and increasingly complex, dangerous, and unpredictable. Now more than ever, our nation needs highly educated, skilled, dedicated young men and women at the tip of the spear, on the bridge of our warships, in the cockpits of our aircraft, and out on patrol, 24/7, 365. Our nation and our Navy needs warriors. Our nation needs men and women in our Navy who are leaders, who are honorable and ethical, who will do the right thing always, even when it's hard, who can be trusted to wield our country's military might responsibly, men and women who are morally courageous, who understand and have demonstrated commitment, persistence, perseverance, and sacrifice, warriors who are tough mentally, physically, and morally, leaders who are loyal. Today, that loyalty extends to your brother rats. Tomorrow, it will extend to your shipmates. Our nation and our Navy needs officers who understand servant leadership and who are men and women of integrity and honor. In short, our nation and our Navy needs the citizen soldiers of the Virginia Military Institute and the Virginia Women's Institute for Leadership. One final word to our future Navy officers. The lessons that you learned at VMI and VWIL will be the foundation of your future success in the Navy. So go forward in confidence, knowing that your NROTC education has prepared you well for the challenges that await you. God bless you all, and Semper Fidelis. And now, it is my distinct honor and privilege to introduce our United States Navy Commissioning Flag Officer, Rear Admiral William J. Galinas. Rear Admiral Galinas is a 1983 graduate of the United States Naval Academy. He is a career surface warfare officer and the Navy's foremost expert on shipbuilding and construction, as well as ship conversion, repair, and modernization. Rear Admiral Galinas' command assignments include the LPD-17 Program Manager, Supervisor of Shipbuilding Gulf Coast, Commanding Officer of the Norfolk Ship Support Activity, Commander, Navy Regional Maintenance Center, and the Deputy Commander for Surface Warfare, Naval Sea Systems Command. Rear Admiral Galinas currently serves as a Program Executive Officer Ships at the Naval Sea Systems Command, Washington, D.C. Our Navy is currently building its fleet to 355 warships. It is developing new and credible capabilities to maintain our warfighting advantage at sea, and we are modernizing our Navy at a scope and pace not seen in decades. The Chief of Naval Operations, Admiral Mike Gilday, recently said, "We will be the Navy the nation needs now, and we will build the Navy the nation needs to fight and win in the future." Rear Admiral Galinas is the architect of that building effort. Ladies and gentlemen, I've had the pleasure of serving under Rear Admiral Galinas during a previous tour of duty, and I can tell you that there is not a more dedicated Navy senior leader anywhere. In his leadership as PEO ships has had a tremendous positive impact on the size, quality, and readiness of our national defense arsenal. He has a relentless drive to plan, build, and deliver the highest quality warships in the world and get them into the hands of the warfighter as quickly and efficiently as humanly possible. He is a team builder. He personifies one team, one fight, and all that he does. He's engaged with his workforce, and you'd be hard-pressed to find a more humble senior officer anywhere and in any service. He personifies what it means to be a servant leader. Ladies and gentlemen, Rear Admiral William J. Galinas.
SB, thanks very much for that really kind introduction. And I tell you, I thought your comments about what our Navy needs in terms of future leaders and junior officers was absolutely spot on. And I'll probably reiterate some of that in my remarks here this afternoon. So for everybody online in all the different places where folks are gathered this afternoon, good afternoon. What a great Navy day. And on behalf of our Chief of Naval Operations, Mike Gilday, I am honored and very humbled to be here and to be part of this ceremony. So again, thank you for the invitation. Thank you for asking me to be part of this. I would also like to recognize the family, the friends, the relatives of all of the graduates, the VMI graduates, and specifically the 24 NROTC midshipmen that we're soon going to commission here into the United States Navy. I will tell you, their accomplishments would not have been possible without the love and the support that you all have provided over the last several years. And, you know, that means an awful lot. And I will tell you, and I say this often when I talk to, you know, our team and the families and those of us who get to wear the uniform, we generally don't get to do what we do without the love and the support that you all provide. So thank you for that, and thank you for your service. And today we're here to recognize the 24 tremendous midshipmen who will be graduating from VMI this week. I look forward. Welcome to the fleet. What a great day. You should feel very proud of your accomplishments over the last 4 years at VMI. A tough program. You know, it was your tenacity, your drive, and really kind of your stick-to-itiveness that got you through that program. And I will tell you, those traits are what you're going to need probably an order of magnitude more as you enter the fleet. And you know, we really look forward to welcome you on board. I will tell you, and certainly as Colonel Streeter indicated, you know, we're in a different world today, right? You know, we would not have envisioned, you know, being in this situation 2 months ago, you know, conducting a graduation like this in a distributed environment. But I'll tell you, as you get ready to put on your first ensign stripe, we need your leadership. We need your thoughts. We need your ideas now more than ever. You know, I tell you, as you look across the world today, where in many parts of our country, you know, because of you know, the virus situation that we're in, we've had to close businesses and you know, and different things. We operate differently here in the United States. I will tell you, around the world, okay, your Navy, our Navy, the Marine Corps, and our sister services are on station carrying out our country's mission. So you all you're joining a great team today, and I really look forward to welcome you on board. You know, you're going to hear a term, great power competition. You're going to hear more about that as you enter the fleet. But make no mistake about it, we are being challenged on every front today by countries like China, like Russia, like North Korea, and a number of other state actors around the globe that just are looking to challenge the United States and all that we stand for. And, you know, your entry into the fleet today could not have come at a more challenging time, and your leadership, your service is now needed more than ever. As I kind of go through some of my remarks today, I'm going to challenge every one of you to go out and make a difference. Make a difference to yourself, to your family, your friends, your shipmates, our Navy, and our country. You've already started that. Being here today and graduating from VMI is testament to your drive and your ability, and you're going to need that as you enter the fleet. And what I wanted to do here for just a few short minutes is just share a couple of things, four items in particular, that I have found helpful to myself as I have progressed through my Navy career from when I was a junior officer, from an ensign, to today as I humbly stand before you as a senior officer in the Navy. The first item is really start by knowing yourself, right? You need a very strong moral compass. Character, integrity, that is foundational to what we do and what we are as an officer corps in the United States Navy. Your honor code at VMI You know, cadets do not lie, cheat, nor steal, nor tolerate those that do. Again, that just carries with you as you enter the fleet today. So that moral compass needs to be strong. Feel confident in who you are, okay? You're going to have an opportunity to work with many leaders throughout your career. And in that, you're going to garner many lessons learned. And I talk about developing your leadership toolbox. And how many of us have a toolbox where we have that favorite tool that we always go to, regardless of what the job might be. But then there are other tools that you very seldom use. And I will tell you, when I was going through school, we had a first class midshipman. And when this gentleman yelled, I'm telling you, the windows of the hall would resonate. And when I got to that position, you know, I found out that that was not my style. And so I adopted a different way. And, you know, are there times when I wish I could be a Vince Lombardi? Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, that's just not my style. So my message to you is start by knowing yourself, okay? Take the tools, take the leadership lessons you learn from people that you work with and enhance those and bring those into yourself. The second part is building relationships. Build relationships up the chain of command, down the chain of command with people that work for you, and then outward, your peers, okay? Find a good mentor, find a good coach, somebody that you can share ideas with and get feedback on how things are going and some of your ideas. You're going to develop many relationships as you move forward and enter the fleet. But I'm going to talk about one in particular that's going to be very important to you, especially as you report to your first command as a division officer, whether it be a squadron, a ship, or a submarine, okay? And that's with your chief. The relationship with your first chief petty officer, mine was hull technician, Chief Petty Officer Barry. I will never forget him. You know, he really kind of set the foundation, not only for me, but for our division. Use your chief, develop that relationship, and then build on that relationship and develop a relationship with the chief's mess and with the command master chief. Those relationships will serve you well, not only in your first tour, but throughout your tour in the Navy. So build your relationships with those that you work with, those that work for you, and those that work that you work for. But also remember that relationship with your chief petty officer and how important that is. The third item is building your team. You know, your job is to lead, and we expect you to be leaders, you know, from day one when you walk on board your first ship, when you walk into your first squadron or on board that first submarine. So much of what we do is built on a team. And, you know, Colonel Streeter mentioned servant leadership in his opening comments, and that is so true. You've probably heard as you went through VMI that every class graduated, but not necessarily every cadet. Well, that's true in the fleet, okay? What we do as teams. Build trust within your team. Communicate. Be visible. Go out and talk to your people. Know their wife's name. Know their names of their children. Know their dogs' names. Understand what their challenges are, what their stress points are. Get to know your people. Okay, build that trust with your team. Praise in public, and reprimand in private. That seems pretty simple. You've heard that before. You'd be surprised how sometimes that's not always carried out and how that really does make a difference. But number 3, build that team. And then the last item is build and maintain high standards, okay? And it starts with the little things. It starts every morning when you get up and how you put your uniform on, okay? Make sure it's properly aligned. It's tailored correctly. Keep yourself in good shape, okay? The way you treat people with respect. You're going to have days where you get frustrated with people you work with, you work for. Continue to treat them with respect. That will carry you much further than going the other way. But set those high standards. And let me just kind of give you an example, right? So maybe you're walking to your first ship, you're walking down the pier, and you pass 2 first-class petty officers who don't salute you, okay? What should you do? You may think about, well, you know what? Maybe they just didn't see me. I'm just an ensign. No, okay? Stop them. Hey, shipmate, in our Navy, we salute with respect, okay? Just a simple example, but I'm telling you, it's one that has been experienced. and you may experience it yourself. But again, set those high standards, keep those out there. So those 4 elements, okay? Know yourself, understand your leadership style, build that as you progress through your career, build relationships with people, build your team, and set high standards, okay? So before we move on to the oath of office, I want to take just a few minutes and talk about the oath and the importance of the oath. The oath itself, it's less than 75 words, but I will tell you, it's probably the most important and most powerful 75 words that you will ever speak. And I'm going to tie these to the Navy and the Marine Corps core values of honor, courage, and commitment. And every one of us understands those 3 words, and they resonate with all of us. So let's just quickly walk through the oath and what that really means. The first line, I do solemnly swear. That gets to the honor piece, right? That's a statement of personal commitment from you to all of those that are present here today. Everybody online, the family, friends, everybody who's here, your classmates. That's a statement of your personal commitment to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, a testament to the courage that you're willing to put forward to defend that Constitution. It's not about defending the president or the flag, it's the Constitution. It's the principles that Constitution embodies in our way of life here in the United States. And the next line, I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. A statement of commitment. Again, allegiance to the Constitution as a whole, to the morals of our country. And that we take this obligation freely and without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. It gets to the honor, okay? That focuses on the integrity from us. That's a personal commitment from us that we do this. We take this oath freely with no purpose of evasion or no reservation. And I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I am about to enter. It gets to the commitment that you will do your absolute best every day. We need 110% from every one of you every day. And that's the commitment that we're looking for. And then the final line, so help me God. Again, a level of commitment and assertion of the sincerity and the duties of the military service upon which you're about to enter. So again, it's a short oath, but it's very important and very powerful words. So with that, I'd like to congratulate every one of the graduates today, the 24 men and women that are out there that here in a few minutes will take the oath and become part of the officer corps of the United States Navy. Okay. So with that, I would ask all of the midshipmen to please rise, raise your right hand, and repeat after me. I, state your name, please.
McGregor William Baxter.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
against
all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true
faith and allegiance to the
same.
That I take this obligation freely.
That I take this obligation freely.
Without any mental reservation.
Without any mental reservation.
Or purpose of evasion. And that I will well. And faithfully. Discharge the duties. Of the office on which I am about to enter. So help me God. Congratulations, everybody. Welcome to the Navy. Okay, Colonel Streeter, over to you, sir.
Admiral Galinas, thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating our newly commissioned ensigns with another round of applause. At this time, please remain standing for the playing of Anchors Aweigh. For Admiral Galinas, on behalf of the entire NROTC unit, thank you for being our commissioning flag officer and for sharing your words of wisdom. We are grateful for your time and your service to the unit and these future Navy warriors. Semper Fi, sir.
Number 5, great to be here. Thank you.
Hurrah, sir. Command Senior Chief Foote, please pass final coordinating instructions to the commissionees and conclude the ceremony.
Aye, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the group portion of the commissioning ceremony. For those that are conducting individual commissioning ceremonies, you may proceed offline and execute your ceremonies. For those individuals receiving the oath from Colonel Streeter, please stand by.
Congratulations, everybody.